Everyone has a role to play here. Democrats have to be more aggressive. We have to invest in building up our own megaphone to compete with Republicans. We need to. It doesn't mean we build our own Fox News. It doesn't mean we run away from the mainstream media. But we have to invest in progressive outlets.
I'm sorry, you.
I was like, bro, you serious? Like, you're MSNBC. You the mainstream media, bro. Like, like CNN. All of this is mainstream media. You got everything on the left. The left has control with everything, major institutions. You got mainstream media, you got all of TikTok that is really left, you know, you got Facebook, you got like big tech, right? You got the Hollywood, you got entertainment, you got music, you got sports, you got academia. You have all of these facets working for you. You have journalism that is working for you. You got the New York Times, Washington Post, Daily Beast working for you. You got even like other publications like Jezebel, Jacobin that's working for you. You got BuzzFeed, you got Vox, you got AJ Plus, you got Now This Politics. You got all of these things for you are the mainstream media, MSNBC. So you're gonna talk about like Fox News, Newsmax. You're gonna talk about like Tim Pool and Blaze TV and the Daily Wire as something that's competitive. Well, you know what? It's easy because we talk about common sense. What is a woman? The thing that you can't talk about, we're willing to say adult human female, right? Y'all can't talk about any of that stuff because you guys are so wrapped up in your ideology that's built on a house of cards that you can't even figure out what is a woman. Hey yo, what's up you guys? So I'm coming to you another video. You know what? I didn't know what to talk about, so I guess we're gonna talk about a little bit of everything because a lot has been going on this week in the past few days alone, right? So Tim Pool got swatted along with the quartering. You got Brett Kavanaugh who got like an assassination attempt. You got Ben Shapiro talking about Joe Biden on Jimmy Kimmel and the debacle, crash and burn that was. You got the Jan 6 hearings, and you got like MSNBC thinking, they don't know that the mainstream media and the powerhouse they're at, we're gonna take a look at a little bit about everything. So with that said, shall we begin? But first, of course, if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch, Hey Mitch, all the Mitches, the call sign Don, and pretty much I like talking about what I talk about. So, current events, reviews, pop culture, social political commentary, be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe as it feeds the algorithm. So with that said, roll it. Alright, cool. So first off, we're going to talk about Tim Pool getting swatted. This is coming from Decoy Voice and his report on it. So we're going to look at it real quick.
For every fire they put out, we have to evacuate the building.
So the stream will just stay up as it is.
Please stay tuned.
And please keep watching in case something happens.
Let's go.
TIMCAST IRL has gotten swatted for the 9th time this year. A few hours later, we see the police search the room with their special crime-fighting light.
Okay, pause. Decoy Voice is going to go into it, like how many people were watching. It's funny because I was on this live stream. I was one of the, he's going to go into it, the 40K people that was keeping it on. Like I was keeping it playing in the background. It was going over like 3 hours, just an empty room, and still with 40K people just watching. And it was hilarious because at this moment, like people were like saying, like in the live chat, people were like, we got movement, and it was the only activity in that 3-hour block. It was so hilarious. Obviously, I was playing video games or watching other stuff, but I just had it playing in the background to see if there was anything interesting that was gonna go happen. So.
And then they broadcast this empty room for over 3 hours. But to 40,000 people. So Tim Pool's furniture officially gets more interest than CNN's entire roster. As Chaircast IRL pours in thousands of dollars of super chats, and meanwhile at CNN Plus, with their entire roster of millionaire celebrities, they couldn't even pull in $3 a month. And Tim Pool playing Twitter in the background pulled in multiple $100 donations. So Tim Pool's crew finally returns.
I'm so tired. Well, yeah, so what happened was, turns out, very obvious and immediate false alarm, and then Ian immediately started explaining graphene, and we all just got wrapped up in 3 hours.
They were very entertaining, and they were keeping...
It's happening for security reasons.
hoax, which is crazy because this is now commonplace for Tim Pool.
Again, so we're also talking about like even the quartering got like swatted and everything. You can check out like Decoy's voice and all that stuff. And for those who don't know what swatting is, it's essentially kind of like a false flag type of event. When you have a live streamer, you call the SWAT teams and pretty much disrupt the stuff. But it can be to the dangerous portions, because especially if the cops don't know who the personality is, because you're making a false report saying this person is doing active shooter. You know, you're doing something really bad and all this stuff. And so a SWAT team can actually come in and in the past has shoot like people and the victims of this swatting, you know. And so it is a dangerous situation put all together. And so again, not the first time, definitely not the first time Tim Pool had to deal with this. He had to up his security and everything, you know. And it's crazy that we're in this moment, right? Like, you got Tim Pool, who is supposed to be like milquetoast fence sitter. That's the moniker. That is the common thread when it comes to him. And so people are recognizing, and it's funny when people recognizing what he's doing in regards to combating mainstream media, because yeah, he combats people like corruption altogether. I say the people left, right, and center, right? He don't play no games as far as like, oh, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. Like, he's really like independent, a true independent, I think. Yeah, I would think he's leaning more libertarian now, especially he's being very pro 2A. But still at the same point, like, it's funny when I talk to people like where you get your news and all that stuff, and I say I get my news from a YouTuber, Tim Pool, and they're like laughing it off as if he's nothing. This guy, Tim Pool, is not like nobody, okay? Like, obviously he's been on other people's platforms, and obviously he's big enough to have like Congress people go on his platform, Alex Jones and other big names on his platform, so he's no one like small thing. And so obviously he has a big platform across 3 channels and multiple channels adding on. And so I just want to throw that in there. You know, it's just crazy. Like, again, it's crazy we're here, and I guess we can talk about culture war, we can talk about even pending civil war maybe, talking about the next thing with Brett Kavanaugh. But I think it's crazy, like, things are escalating, and that's something that Tim Pool has said, you know. Like, he said, like, you know what, watch it. Like, as people are getting more emboldened, especially like we're gonna go with Brett Kavanaugh next, you know, people not only just protesting at his house, at his place of thing, which should be not only illegal, but they should be arrested. They're not doing anything about it. So the next step up is people are doing assassination attempts. So real quick, let's take a look on that. So this is coming from the news and why it matters, you know, Blaze TV.
Today, a man attempts to kill Brett Kavanaugh. Turns out Matthew McConaughey is a giant liar, and the White House says, don't believe your lion eyes. The economy is doing great. We've got all of that and more coming up, and it all starts right now.
I'll play, you know, I just want to just lead with that. Like, I'll link everything below, but I think 2 things that stems from me, right? Obviously the Jan 6 hearings aren't happening, but this is not even getting enough play. I don't think I see anyone on the left talking about this. And as much as they would talk about, the left talks about insurrection, you got assassination attempts. Like, it's not an even playing field. Secondly, I want to throw in Brett Kavanaugh because he's one of the reasons why I got red pilled, right? I was never political in 2018. I was never really invested in any of this. But like me getting into all of this, and then Brett Kavanaugh happening in the beginning of 2019, it was January, because I remember this because right after that it was the Covington kids. And so I was seeing mainstream media for what it was. I was seeing how blatantly biased it was. I was seeing how the level of this machine was going, with Dr. Blasey Ford talking about all her stuff. Like, no, you can't be talking about you're claustrophobic and all this stuff and start doing charter planes. No, we're done. We're like, I don't know, I was watching like body language, like breakdowns of the video. We're seeing through this, right? And I'm glad, like, even going back to the culture war and things in current events, I'm glad that, you know, we got to see something good when it comes to the Johnny Depp trial and all that stuff, right? And pretty much I just want to again throw that in because hopefully me bring awareness, me being aware of what's going on with the Brett Kavanaugh stuff. I hope people are paying attention. I hope people are getting more red pilled with what's happening in reality and the lies that was sold to them. Like, come on. All right, next up, I'm just gonna, again, we're doing rapid fire here, just doing segment after segment. You can check out all the clips below, but I just kind of want to talk about a little bit everything, right? And so here we got Ben Shapiro talking about Biden on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Let's take a look.
TV. Here we go.
But here's the deal,
Jack.
One of the things is that it's very difficult now to have a, even with notable exceptions, even the really good reporters, they have to get the number of clicks on the nightly news.
Stop. You can't get a click on the nightly news. It doesn't work that way. The thing about reporters is when they're using their phonograph and their rotary telephone, they got to get clicks on their. And the actual record starts skipping. This man, you chose this, people. This is what you wanted. You bought the ticket, you take the ride. This is the man you chose to be president. There are 330 million humans in the United States. And this is the one. You were like, he deserves 81 million votes. Let's do that guy. This is going to work out fantastically. But let us finish this trip down horror road here.
So instead of asking a question, anyway, it just everything gets sensationalized in ways that. But I'm convinced we can get through this. We have to get through it. And one of the things, look.
I'm going to take a break, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
I don't blame you. Yeah, no one blames you. No one blames you for taking a break. Because, my goodness, we got to reel you off to make sure that you are still cognitive.
All right, so Ben Shapiro continues going on. You can check out the full clip below. But yeah, you know, again, it's like this is why what he says it, like Ben Shapiro said, and I agree. Like this is why you don't really see Joe Biden on any of these live things, because you know it does not look good when you got someone like, oh, we gotta cut to break. You know, when you're losing your train of thought. You know, and like yeah, obviously. I'm hoping people are paying attention, like, and in some ways, many ways, people are, like, you know what, like, I did not like Trump, but this guy is bad, maybe a little bit more bad than I thought he was, I didn't know it was this bad, but yeah, yeah. Alright, so last clip, we're gonna go over the comment section with Brett Cooper. She's talking about like the mainstream media, talking about MSNBC here, and so again, you can see the full clip below, but we're gonna talk about it because I just want to end it on here, so.
No, I've talked to a lot of former Republican friends of mine, and you know, we sound like Democrats now when we're around the table talking. What do we do about it? You know, we always used to joke about how Democrats would go, we don't deserve good things. Okay, well, then you just take it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There aren't enough.
So, real quick, obviously, Brett Cooper, she's like analyzing and just watching, right? But like, I'm glad that they're talking about this and being a little bit self-aware. Because it is like we're not playing the same sides here, and I'm glad there's some level of like some self-awareness that's going on, like when we talk about like how we are treating and how we're being reactive as far as us when we're being called out or not being called out or being lied about and everything, and so yeah.
I know, but there is a mindset. If you're a Republican and somebody spreads lies about you, you go after them. You annihilate them. You annihilate them. You don't sit around and go, oh my God, it's just not right. So you worked for.
I mean, you got like people like AOC. You got people like Joe Behar. You got people on the left. Like, if you disagree with them, what? You're a bigot, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, you're an ist, you're that, you're this, that. Like, they don't really self-reflect on maybe they're wrong in certain cases, in many cases, but they always rebuttal with an ad hominem. Like, come on. Like, talk about, like...
political operation. You worked for a White House that knew how to do it right. What do you tell the people that are running both sides of Pennsylvania Avenue, who when I'm alone with them are going, well, they just lie. What can we do?
Well, I think the problem around this is...
So I'm going to pick this segment real quick of this video just for what he's gonna say next. And then I was like right on board with Brett Cooper here.
Getting worse every single day. The media, the right-wing media advantage, this disinformation propaganda operation is so much more powerful now than when I worked in the White House.
It's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger.
It's flourishing.
Yes, and
metastasizing.
That is a perfect metaphor for what we are dealing with. And it is, I think, what we have to do is radically rethink how we communicate. Everyone has a role to play here. Democrats have to be more aggressive. We have to invest in building up our own megaphone to compete with Republicans. We need to. That doesn't mean we build our own Fox News. It doesn't mean we run away from the mainstream media. But we have to invest in progressive outlets.
I'm sorry, you need to build your own megaphone. Literally, the left controls every mainstream institution.
Yes, exactly, 100%. Like, I was livid when I heard that too. She's gonna continue, or you can watch it and everything. But like, I was like, bro, you serious? Like, you're MSNBC. You the mainstream media, bro. Like, like CNN. All of this is mainstream media. You got everything on the left. The left has control with everything, major institutions. You got mainstream media, you got all of TikTok that is really left, you know, you got Facebook, you got like big tech, right? You got the Hollywood, you got entertainment, you got music, you got sports, you got academia. You have all of these facets working for you. You have journalism that is working for you. You got the New York Times, Washington Post, Daily Beast working for you. You got even like other publications like Jezebel, Jacobin that's working for you. You got BuzzFeed, you got Vox, you got AJ Plus, you got Now This Politics, you got all of these things for you are the mainstream media, MSNBC. So you're gonna talk about like Fox News, Newsmax. You're gonna talk about like Tim Pool and Blaze TV and the Daily Wire as something that's competitive. Well, you know what? It's easy because we talk about common sense. What is a woman? The thing that you can't talk about, we're willing to say adult human female, right? Y'all can't talk about any of that stuff because you guys are so wrapped up in your ideology that's built on a house of cards that you can't even figure out what is a woman. So yes, makes common sense when everything right of AOC flourishes because we're the ones having real conversations. We're the ones who are actually having these conversations, not dealt with like bad premises and bad logic and actually going into things that make sense. So yes, things like the Daily Wire is going to do well because they're not you and they're not pandering. Well, they're pandering to conservatives, but they're not pandering just without like actual substance. You're pandering because you don't want to. You got Joe Biden saying things like, if you don't know who to vote for, you ain't black. You playing Despacito for the Latino community. You got Joe Biden bringing BTS to the White House to pander to the Asian community. Like, y'all are outdated. You're out of touch. You got even Joy Behar on The View saying like, gun laws will change if black people got guns. Like, then they'll change. Like, you're so out of touch, you don't know like black people have guns. Like that. Well, one, that's racist, and then two, like, come on, like pro 2A has no race, you know, like, and it's like it is dumbfounded, you know, like. They should be and this wraps around back to Tim Pool, right? This is why he gets swatted, right? Because the mainstream media don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're manipulating misinformation, disinformation, all that good stuff. And you got Project Veritas exposing all of this, like with even Twitter employees, you got people exposing all of this stuff with Project Veritas. And again, I'm just going on a full-on rant for the next 1 minute that I have on my phone. And so again, it's all over the place. So again, I want to leave it off here because how crazy this is indicative as far as the left don't know. Like, one, their hands is. Maybe it's crumbling so fast within their hands, they don't know how to deal with it. You know, you got people like Taylor Lorenz lying multiple times now, just because they were put in these positions, and now people are like, we're done, right? And so, I'll end it there and rant. I think I did a good, like, solid 2 minutes of ranting. And so, thank you for watching. Comment below. Tell me how crazy things are. And keep the conversation going. You can follow me on my Instagram at HeyMitch. I'm also on Rumble, Mitch Lozada. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you.